Fair
Do
enough.
it.
Do it.
All right,
Welcome
folks.
to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of limit champ or lucky track dog you run, SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate, as long as you drive it hard and build it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, as well as news and notes for the world of low-dollar amateur endurance racing. Whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough and Chrissy gives us just the tip, we're sure you'll giggle a little and learn even less. Everyone report to the paddock. This is Chris.
This is Chrissy. I'm Jeff.
And I'm mental.
Hey, and we are Everyone Racers. Thanks for coming back and listening to another Discriminator episode of our podcast. That's got to be mental because I don't know what that is.
It is an obscure sci-fi reference to the CRM 114.
Got it. Okay. Well, there we go. And hey, if you're not driving a car, don't forget to use your E1R bingo card. It's nothing new, but it's still fun, and we like it anyway. So.
And I'm feeling like this episode we might have some. You might hear a shaky dog. You might.
Just
right now
possibly.
they're just whiny lap dogs, but yes.
Oh, well, it's a better possibility than some of your other shows when you're sitting in a hotel lobby that there is no chance of hearing a shaky
there's
dog.
a lot of bars where I probably could have gotten a shaky dog, but yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's address the elephant in the corner. Where's Jeff?
Where is Jeff? That no good, low count, unreliable.
Jeff's,
what you working on, Jeff? Oh,
well,
wait.
we can wait till he feels that in. He's at Boy Scouts still right now because we're recording on a Tuesday. Sorry to ruin your feng shui when this pops up into your feed on Wednesday morning. But with Thanksgiving coming,
or not,
this is better.
Yeah, or not sorry because now you have something to listen to when you're going to your family's house.
That's all I'm saying. Busiest
true.
travel day of the year tomorrow. Yeah. We're
Right.
doing this for you folks.
Sounds
We
good.
care.
All right. Well, so Chrissy, what are you working on?
Oh, okay. So I am sorry I missed last week's show. I was traveling. There was no way for me to get to a show. We couldn't do it early. We couldn't do it late because I was going to miss it. So I flew to Phoenix last week just for a day, about 18 hours or maybe a little bit more. I was we had our open house for our first regional training center. So that has been one of my biggest jobs at work. And we're happy to open that. And so I had a open house on Thursday, flew in Wednesday, open house Thursday, and flew back Thursday night, came in at midnight, and then went to work on Friday. And on Friday, I flew back in a hurry because I had a bunch of things going on, semi-work related, all at work, but none really pertaining to my job. One of them being to present to my company's board. So I was giving them my update on how United Way went this year. So I always like some FaceTime in front of the board because that makes us, and it's a great presentation because it's quick and it's all happy news and they're all happy for us. So I like going in front of the board if I have to give them good news. So this weekend we painted and cleaned my sister's house and baby's room. And last night we got a big pile of firewood, which I helped to stack. I delivered, Chris stacked, so we can talk about that. And then today I was in a deposition, so that was exciting. My first one that I've ever done, and it went pretty well. It was one of those. I don't have what. Okay.
One of the things about
I think you're
depositions
the
you
only
really
person
shouldn't.
to ever use.
Yeah, you shouldn't just talk too much about what happened in a deposition in a public media
Fine.
setting. That's all.
It went well.
Great. That's where you should.
I
stop.
think I did a good job.
Good.
And now we're here. It's
Chris,
Tuesday.
Chris talks about insurance. Check that off your
yeah.
bingo card.
Something like that. Chris, what are you doing?
Well, this weekend I fluid filmed all of the things basically. Fluid film is
I am going to say this because we're growing on the West Coast. What is fluid filming?
It is. I was about to tell you until you interrupted me.
Sorry.
It's basically an oil product. It's actually mostly lanolin that you spray on the underside of your car to keep it from rusting. So
that comes factory on most MGs, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It just doesn't get in the nooks and crannies like the on MGs. So anyway, I have these sprayers for it. You buy it by the gallon, put it in the sprayer, spray everywhere. Body on frame, big trucks like the Suburban take, almost at least half a gallon, if not 3/4. And unibody cars like the Mazda only take about a quart, a little more. So it's all those are done. Mazda's done, Suburban's done, Snowflake's done, and then Sunday Jeff came over and we did his truck too because I'm really trying to help him keep it from becoming janky like his last truck, and he needs all the help he can get.
He did buy that one quasi janky. This one he bought well.
Yeah, he just didn't really look on the last one that it was as rusty as it was. Well, he should have known buying it from like Scranton Hazelwood, Pennsylvania, whatever it was. Anyway, and then we got the Solsters hibernated, and which antifreeze, all season tires, cleaned it out. So that's over in the storage garage, and then stacked firewood. He had a quart of firewood delivered. They just dumped it off over on the side of the house in front of the boat and had to haul it all around there back to the back of the house where we keep it and stack it up. It's a nice solid full cord. That was great fun stacking wood. So
they're both shaking their heads. Nice.
Okay, Metzel, what are you doing?
Sunday, Saturday night, I got in back from Phoenix also. I was with Extreme Experience at Wild Horse Pass International Raceway. We may hopefully have a few new listeners, so let's just go ahead and apologize now. But we appreciate you tuning in. Sunday, we actually emptied our storage unit. When we were still purchasing the house, we had everything in storage. So now everything that was in our storage unit is in my garage, slowly driving me insane. So
it's going to be a long process.
It is, because it's a great purge. We've lived without so much of this for rolling up on 8 months, and do we really need it? So there's a whole lot of stuff going on Facebook and that kind of thing.
Oh, Shaky Dog, check that off your bingo card, everyone.
Yeah!
Thanks, Cheech. Tomorrow, I'm meeting up with the Slowman because he's in town for a concert. Notice that on his Instagram. If you're not following us on the Instagram at E1R Racers, you're missing out because he posted some stuff up from Fremont Street. And I said, "Are you in my city?" So
what?
tomorrow night tonight he's going to go see an Aerosmith concert, and then tomorrow night we're going to meet up before he flies out.
Fantastic.
Cool.
I genuinely think so.
I almost forgot. I oil changed the NSX tonight too because I took it to work
today.
That's right. Because it's 60 degrees.
Yeah, we were burning
so it's time for an oil change. So, yep.
We were talking about this before, listeners. It is warmer in the it's warmer in Pennsylvania than it is in Las Vegas right now.
60 degrees today. It was great.
It was.
So, I guess that brings us, it's time for news and notes, everyone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, go ahead and take your news first while I fiddle with something.
Yeah, no problem. So, I'll just start us off. Chump Car was at Barber in Alabama. Sunday's results weren't available as of recording time, but Saturday went to Rocket 3 Racing and a Boxster. Burnham Racing took silver. Third was also R3 and another Boxster. The third place Boxster was also the fastest time of the day. And hey, great news. A Boxster made it through a whole endurance race, so good for them.
Wow.
That's nice, right?
And they did pretty well. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Speaking of Champ Car, a SEMA interview with Bill Strong and Chelsea Vickery got a huge response from Facebook, including a comment from her mom. So we would love to say hi to Chelsea's mom. We are hoping to have her on the show.
Great.
That's not
mental.
anything.
No, mental. Oh, whatever you just did was
undo.
Back off the mic a little bit. Like it's working
now.
now.
How about now?
Yeah,
it's working.
It's working, but you were eating it, and it was adjusting its level still. Yeah.
All right. So, World Racing League was hosting their season ender, the World Endurance Racing Championships at Circuit of the Americas, also with a Friday High Performance Driver Education. So, overall on Saturday went to GTR. Second was Choice Racing, and third was W2W. But Sunday, WW took the gold. Thunder Bunny was in second, and Old Fashioned Motorsports completed that podium.
Fantastic. Hey, speaking of season enders, congratulations to Hitman Racing for winning the 2019 Summit Racing Equipment AER Endurance Championship, and congrats to Lyle Hitt for being the Stable Energies Drivers Championship, which I guess goes together with its Hitman Racing and Lyle Hitt. There you go. It's more creative than Aaron hit Motorsports.
Yeah.
So got to Lyle hit Motorsports. So well done there. That's good. All right. So anything else on recent race results? That's about it. I guess it's time of the year. There's not a whole lot of race results. So yay.
No.
Champ Car has 3 more events, including one on New Year's Eve, but that's really about it. And I think
really, where's that?
Then it's going to be at Sebring. They're doing 12 hours of Sebring December 29th and 30th. So, but
that's kind of fun.
they got 2 looking forward to it. And then I think we got one more Lemons event, but WRL and the rest of it, they're done for the.
Oh, there's plenty more Lemons.
Well, yeah.
Well, at least 2.
Couple weeks is Barber, or not Barber.
Atlanta and
then there's
Sonoma. Sonoma's
yep.
before Atlanta.
Exactly.
So they have 2.
Yes. No, Barber, I'm actually already signed up for. I'm going to be running that one with the Inglorious Bastards again, and hopefully driving the Aston. Looking forward to that.
Oh, nice. Hopefully it's done and working.
It's a ton of ass.
Well, it's raced before, yeah. So, all right, we're still riding that SEMA.
Yes.
Fair. We're still riding that SEMA wave, which that's going to include this show as well. And we really enjoyed interacting with a bunch of you folks on our social media. And if you don't know, again, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or even go old school emails at everyone.racers@gmail.com.
Shoot.
Oh. I'll say
Sorry.
Carl. Hey, Carl gave us some. Carl gave us some ideas for our impending LS swap, saying, "Hey, check out LT1swap.com for some good LS swap info. It's pretty easy. You make a factory harness a standalone." And I looked at it, and yeah, that's a great site. I did not know about that, and that is some good info. So kudos, thanks.
Oh, yay! And especially as we're trying to build and have kind of make our vision of the LS swap. Any more information on that, places you can go that's really helpful. So that's wonderful. Dinesh called us out for praising SEMA attendees for not stealing anything. Just as a prototype intake manifold gets stolen, probably should have knocked on some wood. Yes, we did talk about that, and then it did get stolen. I mean, I'm not really surprised with all the stuff that was out there, and
I'm still impressed.
We did go though, but one manifold. I mean, there were billions of dollars of stuff there.
Oh yeah.
And of all the things, when you have the price tag right next to it, most of the things you just couldn't stick in your pocket, like a exhaust or the turbo that is literally bigger than my head, or
6-piston brake calipers. I don't know what's in my pocket. No.
An exhaust for
I'm really excited for these new brakes.
2019 Chevy Silverado or whatever it was that was
the entire exhaust. Yep.
Yes, the whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So young Chris Egan pointed out that we're actually a lot better than some of the SEMA hype. They were talking about most folks go there and point out how some of the cars were rushed or how some of the stuff is janky because it's really meant to show off a product. And he put in there, we don't see the stuff that the ones where the well done products that show the pieces. And we did. I think our coverage of SEMA, we were just happy to be there and went and talked to people that we enjoyed and parts that we liked. And I agree. You're right, Chris. We enjoyed our time.
Yeah, we were just trying to find stuff that we thought our listeners would actually want to know about. So we looked for stuff that we thought was interesting,
Yes.
Because of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Chrissy.
Yes, got it. It's good sentiment. What? Stop. I'm seeing a lot more of this on Facebook. I didn't notice the corners cut at the show, but I wasn't looking for them. If you are a fanboy with an BOI, like we are for old Hondas, we would notice, but I don't think that's the norm.
Yeah, you saw all that stuff on, what was it, like SEMA fails or something?
That became my favorite page afterwards. Oh, there was so much sadness there.
I just like, what was it, the big lifted trucks are rear-ending the lowered cars because they couldn't see them when they were driving out.
Yeah, because everybody drives out at the end. Oh, yeah, that happened a lot. I thought you were referring to the very large lifted truck that didn't actually have the drive shaft connected to. Did I show you that video?
Yeah. No,
it didn't have
the rear enders on the strip from. Yeah, and it's not like they stop all that well with these stock brakes and the 32-inch wheels that are all greased up with Armor All on the tread.
If they actually have brakes. So yes, SEMA fails really good.
Yeah, would really help them.
And hey, if Jeff were here as our designated Tesla rep, he's been enjoying all the banter about the Tesla truck. So I know everyone has seen it right now. It's something. It's something. It's
a
something.
thing.
What do you think? What is it's not real? Is it real?
It's so far.
Is it a prototype? Like a?
Well, it's hard to tell if it's just. I think it's gone far enough that if it were really just a trolling thing, they probably would have said something by now.
Yeah.
It's different because it can be, and it's getting a lot of talk, and that's the whole point. And there's some parts of it that appeal to me in that it's, it's
ugly.
It's durable, probably. It's not going to rust much. Yep.
Is it fast?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's got if you get the triple motor one, it has 500 miles of range, and all you're not towing anything. So it seems like it's useful for a lot of things. It doesn't seem like it's the most useful as a pickup truck, like the way a carpenter is going to use it. But that's not the market. Yeah. The market is the people that have a truck that aren't making their living with said truck. So, it's like
but
putting.
They did show it trying to out-tow an F-150, which is it's kind of cheating because everyone knows electric vehicles have greater torque. But
yeah, exactly.
One of the interesting things, as Chris Egan was pointing out, is there's no bumpers on that. There's it's totally not legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would never meet any sort of DOT standards. And then unbreakable glass, which turns out to be quite breakable glass, but the unbreakable glass isn't going to work either.
There's also there's some regulations, and you have to be able to break the glass. Like, what if you're trapped underwater? There's an example. You need to be able to break the glass. So, let's see how it actually turns out.
Yeah.
Who knows? At least they're challenging the truck market a little bit by doing that. It's something different. It doesn't look like every other truck. It just looks like an uglier Ridgeline, the last generation Ridgeline.
And that's a Honda fanboy saying uglier Ridgeline. But speaking of things that aren't the norm, but we're happy to have around.
Please tell me we're talking about the Tesla truck.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we
You're
are.
here just in time.
His Tesla ears were burning.
That's right. What did we say so far? Did we say Jeff's a fanboy and he's going to like it?
No. I said if I were Jeff, I would be talking about this Tesla truck. So,
but
You're
now Jeff is
right.
here. He can talk about said Tesla truck.
Yeah. When you decide to disrupt the market, you might as well disrupt it with every single thing you do. So, more power to you, Elon. I'll buy one.
There you go.
No, you won't.
And part of me is genuinely worried about wondering about the construction of it, because like Honda for the Ridgeline, it's the only other large unibody truck, and I think frankly the Ridgeline makes most sense for 80% of the half-ton pickup truck owners in this country. That's all the truck they need, and it's more reliable and gets better mileage and etc. But but they can't
built
stand
on
it.
a minivan chassis, and
Right.
it's great.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's why they can't stand it. 'Cause that ain't a real truck.
No, but it's just so ugly.
It is hella ugly.
Sure.
Oh.
Well, hang on. My point was,
Oh, sorry.
whatever. That's all that people need, and they don't realize it. But the construction technique, though, when Honda made the first Ridgeline, that was as big as they could make it because that's all they could fit in the factory, and they had to expand like a lot of the factory now to make this new you can't make a uniside for the truck the same way you make a unibody for something else because it's the entire thing. So they had to make a new construction technique just to be able to make the uniside stamping on the new Ridgeline. So I'm wondering how Tesla's going to do that EXO thing that's so big. Like that's going to be a unique from an automotive construction standpoint that no one else is doing. So, and it's not like Tesla's construction has been without issues.
Yes, that is
No
they
way.
have pioneered bold new ways to invoke warranty repairs. Yeah.
That's a nice way to say it.
Anyway.
But now, do you know who else could out torque an F-150, drag it up a hill? Chrissy's mom.
Well, were you supposed to understand what that was?
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
No, he got mentally. You broke all up. You were.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, who else doesn't have a lot of warranty claims? It's Chrissy's mom.
I like that.
Sure.
That's better than mine. All right, that's good.
There you go. Hi,
That's
Carol.
okay.
Right. Well,
Happy Thanksgiving, Chrissy's mom.
I guess that's it for. We had enough Tesla truck talk. I know even
Well,
though
do you
Jeff
want
wants to talk
to hear
more.
what Jeff has been doing? Do we?
Yeah, let's go back to Jeff. What you working on? Because I just
Let's
said you
hear
were
what
Boy
Jeff-
Scouts. So what do you?
Yeah, I was. So should I start from the beginning or start from today and go backwards? I'll start from tonight and go backwards.
Whatever.
My son was. We had an emergency at work. It seems that the dance team wanted entirely too much money to go to Florida and dance. So the arguments between the students got pretty ugly pretty quick. Especially when they start with, "I'm really glad you brought your whole team out here. Why are you all white?"
That's a great way to start. That's a shame.
I'm like, ho, ho, ho. We're only talking about the finances today. Please stick to that.
Do not keep this a racial
Yes,
issue.
yes. We do not need to get racial here today. So that made me late to Scouts. So I got to Boy Scouts, and then I wasn't there to advocate, hey, Josh has to leave on time tonight, i.e. Daddy has to leave on time tonight. So he was waiting in line to get his border review to rank up. So he did rank up. He is tenderfoot.
Okay, good. Yay!
Yay.
Other than that, I did some work on Saturday. I did a workshop about cars to all the students, and I told them that dealerships are bad. On Sunday, On Sunday, I took the Solstice to PA, and I'm sure Chris already talked about the fluid film extravaganza that we had.
As I understand it, it's actually pretty easy to get fluid out of the Solstice. You just have to excite it a little bit, and then it expurges fluid.
I'm sorry. There is a period between there. We took care of the Solstice period, and then I fluid filmed the Titan.
Now, Jeff, one thing I didn't talk about is when you and I went to the garage to drop off the Solstice, how did that make you feel? Just seeing what's in the garage and looking at it.
It made me feel despondent.
Okay.
Did you tell them what I said?
No, I didn't touch on it because you weren't here to feel badly about it, so I didn't want to bring it up.
I think we're officially borked with the New Jersey process.
Yeah,
duh.
2 years ago, we probably could have said that.
I think it's time we do something else.
Where we can get a title.
Exactly.
Put it on a truck.
Yeah.
Will the Mercedes tow it?
No.
No. It weighs just as much as the Mercedes.
So we need to do something other than me continuing to yell at the state of New Jersey.
I think we look into that Vermont process that Chris Egan told you about. I think that's the way to go.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So when I came home, I took Monday off and I cleaned the house and I put the non-running Z into the trailer.
Yay!
Come along. So that was fun. It was like click, 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 click. I tried to get my wife to push it. Like I pushed it halfway up the ramp and then I was like, jump in and pull the parking brake. She did not appreciate this.
No.
Did she say no?
Yes. She took one shot at it. And then she
you
said,
push it.
No, I pushed it. All she had to do was jump in and pull the parking brake when I was halfway up the ramp. And she pulled it like halfway, and then it nearly ran me over. And she was like, you're going to die. And I was like, I'm not going to die. It's really not that big of a deal. I'll push it again. She's like, no. And she walked in the house, and I took care of it with a come along, and everything was fine. It was probably a much better way to do it to begin with.
No one died. That was good.
Yeah. Whatever.
Why'd you turn? No.
It was not nearly as dangerous as like the silly nannies trying to load their trailer. It wasn't even approaching that.
Yeah.
So. Anyway. So that's it. Where else are we at? Would we talk about everything else?
We're at main topic.
Nice. I'm so excited.
Everything else, I know, because there's a lot of things on here that you are passionate for. So.
Hell yeah.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes.
All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Oh, you got to it before I did. I had a different song on. It just wasn't loud enough.
Oh, well.
What is that? Well. Knobs and broomsticks?
Whatever.
Yes.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Okay.
So, dear listeners, you'll tomorrow, most of you will be traveling. Hopefully, you're listening to this show. The day after that, you will gorge yourself on dead birds and dead pigs, and good on you for it. Thanksgiving's actually my favorite holiday because I get to eat and I don't have to buy people stuff. But the day after that is Black Friday, and some of you look upon this as an opportunity. And we are going to talk about what we would like in our Christmas or under our holiday tree this season. And hopefully, if you're listening to this, it's something that you might find enjoyable for the gearhead in your life. And as we go through this, actually, I think we went through and we actually have links for everything we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Am I okay?
I think so.
Good.
So in the show notes, a lot of them, they don't necessarily have a link there, but if you click on it, they're embedded. So hopefully that works when we paste it over. We'll make it work. But anyway, I'm going to get us started. So here's something we saw at SEMA that I think is a great idea that I'd never seen before. Loctite sticks. It's like a big glue stick for Loctites and anti-seizes. So there's 5 of them that come in this package. So there's, Loctite red and blue, thread locker, and you just, because it's a glue stick, you just kind of rub it on the bolt, and there you go. You don't have the messy little bottles that you can't ever find, always leak. It also had silver
Tops
and
don't want to come off.
Right. Silver and gold anti-seize, which, it's great.
Silver anti-seize on a stick is a great idea.
Because other times,
great.
Anytime I use anti-seize.
Tube. Yeah, go ahead. You say
anytime I use anti-seize, 3 seconds later, I look like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
I was going to say the Tin Man. I'm so excited.
So this is a great way to not look like the Tin Man. And if you live in the Northeast where everything rusts, and then you put anti-seize on everything when it goes back together. It's like red hot. So this is like a great way to do that. So I recommended. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Did we get ours yet?
No, it has not arrived yet, which I'm wondering where it is, but whatever.
Yes. Anyway. Okay.
We're all waiting for a package from SEMA.
Right?
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about something we saw on the last day, and it was Chrissy has the pamphlet. Show that to Mental, because it kind of looks like a syringe. Like it's kind of like you're definitely opening up a vein and putting this into your vein.
But it's made of metal and screws.
Yeah. So it is called the Clamp Tight Tool, clamptighttools.com. And Mental, you weren't here for this. This was amazing. I totally should have bought it, but it was a little bit on the pricey side when I promised my wife not to spend such things. So I'm probably just going to give it to her as a Christmas gift possibility. You take a piece of...
I thought you were saying you're going to give it to her as a Christmas gift. And then
Yes!
You use it. And I was like, I don't... Of all tools, this is probably not one that you want to get
Here's
her.
a bowling ball.
Say,
That will totally end up inserted into one of your orifices, Jeff.
yeah, right.
Put it into.
So, Chris, what is your favorite way to clamp a hose?
With a spring-loaded clamp.
What is Jeff's favorite way?
With a worm gear clamp, because he's inferior.
Yes. But what all the internet needs is a third and even better way to make a hose clamp.
Zip
So
ties.
this little syringe-like tool, you basically take a little piece of baling wire and you wrap it around the hose, and then you spin the back of it, and then you flippy, and it makes it like pre-ties the wire around the hose that I guarantee is superior to anything else you've ever seen. And they look cool, and you can band them together, and it was amazing.
So it looks like a safe, almost like something you would use to safety wire things, like the safety wire pliers a lot of motorcycle racers use. Is that how it functions?
No.
'Cause you said it spins.
Yeah, well,
No.
it spins because the spin is just to tighten it, because it holds into like a loop of the wire in the end of it, and then it has the little arms in the back that pull it out back from behind it. Matt, so just go to the link. The link's right there, and so it uses that to tighten the safety wire, but that gives it a 360-degree tightening, and then it was really impressive to see. It is a little pricey, but I mean it especially for something like an endurance race where hose clamps can pop off all the time and the vibration is a problem. This does away with all that, so it was pretty neat.
There is a video on the website, and I'm just going to say that there's no real way to describe how cool this is. You just got to go look at it. The problem is the premium kit's like $129, so it's probably a little pricey. You could get just the tool for like $40. So that's probably what I'm going to do, is just the tool, and it comes with some stainless steel wire, but it can do everything from like coat hanger to like pretty thin wire.
Yeah.
Oh, coat hanger. So it makes exhaust clamps.
Oh yeah, totally. Or exhaust hangers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
sorry,
above.
yeah,
That'd be
exhaust
better.
hangers. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a great picture. I'm going to hold it up to the screen there. Mental, look at that. You see how clean that looks?
Okay, all right. So this actually is a legitimate, not like sketchy kind of tool.
No,
that is cool.
It's not sketchy at all. And the and then like here's something else I want to talk about SEMA, and we really might not have talked about it since the SEMA show. Not only are there like all the big people like Toyo Tires and all the Harbor Freight and all these giant corporations there were a lot of mom and pop businesses who were selling their wares. And I'm going to be talking tonight about 2 mom and pop businesses that I'm pretty excited about.
Excellent. Now, of things that are not mom and pop, there was the gear wrench bolt biter sockets, and we actually put a video of this on our Facebook page, and you can dig it up. It's in our SEMA coverage. It went over really well, and Eric K and Dave C and Santiago all really, really like the idea, but it is basically designed for those infamous rounded, stripped, rusted, beat up, nasty bolts, but you still get the nice gear wrench kind of ability to back these things out. And if I'm not mistaken, he was reusing the same busted up Yankee, crazy bolt. So if you're at the racetrack and you can't get a replacement specialty bolt at the track and you've got to get this rounded off bolt back in, it's perfect.
Yeah, it was really pretty neat how that thing works. Like they were giving us bolts that were basically round already, and this thing was taking them off. So, yeah. I
think this is a must. Somebody's got to do it because we want to see how it works, and then we can share it amongst the everybody else at the race.
Those are good. Bolt biter sockets. Actually, I have gear wrenches are probably the tool I pick up first when I'm doing most of the stuff. But so it's nice
and that's
to see
what
them
everybody
branch
said
out.
that they were that they're just such a good company. That's what a lot of the feedback on Facebook and Insta when we posted that people were saying how great they like their products, and this is just a different one that they're branching out onto.
Yeah.
I'm
going to put in a vote for a really good headlamp with a rechargeable battery pack. Now, you can get the normal headlamps. You put the AAA batteries in the front of it, right? And those are fine. But like I got one for Christmas a couple years ago it's got 3 lights on the front. It is as bright as the headlights on the car practically, and it has a battery pack on the back of it that is rechargeable, so you don't have to go through all those AAAs. It lasts for hours, and it seriously is the brightest thing around. Like we had it at 324. Craigers and I were working on the Del Sol, and he had one in his head, and I had mine, and when we went away from mine and just using his, it was like we couldn't see anything. It was amazing. So it really comes in handy having a really good quality headlamp. So
now the link in the show notes is actually just to a Google shopping thing, so do your due diligence on that one. But I still have the one you left in the RV years ago, and I actually have been using that one of late.
I also think when you received it as a gift, I believe you thought it was overkill. I think it's basically like the kind you go to, I'd say spelunking, and maybe that's the right word, but basically if you're going camping in the desert with no, only the light, sky is the only thing that's, lighting up this lighting. Yes, but I'm glad you like it because I felt like we thought it was overkill.
No, now that you've used it enough, it's really nice. When you need light, you don't need like a little light. You want the light to see what you're doing. And so and it's not that expensive either. This one's just on Amazon. So. And
this one came with a nice pack too.
Yeah,
nice case.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Speaking of lights, I'm going to say an LED work light. So they come in. There's a couple different ones that I think we could suggest. I bought Chris one that's rechargeable a couple years ago. It actually has magnets on a couple different places. It has a hook. It's very versatile, which was nice. And rechargeable was nice, but it's obviously annoying when it dies. So when we use it all day and we're fighting over it, then it's no fun. But I know that Jeff has a good one that has. I think it's Harbor Freight that it flips open. And
he's got a couple that he likes. Yeah.
Really bright. And that one there's one. Is that Harbor Freight?
It's a Harbor Freight. Yep.
Yeah. So I feel like that one is very versatile. It's pretty light and light. No pun intended.
But and rechargeable.
Oh, that one is
by
rechargeable?
USB. You don't have to have a specific cable for it.
That's nice.
Oh, that's interesting. Ours is kind of like a US. No, it's
Yeah,
a.
it's a mini USB or
No,
Yeah,
no,
ours is not. Ours
no,
is not.
ours is a proprietary like round
Ours
plug.
is-
Well, it's probably not
Yeah,
proprietary. It's
see.
probably for something random, but
It's not really
the headlamp is a
popular.
USB, which is nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that one was USB. So rechargeable is a nice way to go because then you don't have to try to search for new batteries. But sometimes it's nice that you don't have to worry about the new batteries. But LED work lights always a good call. Yes, Mental.
Another option is I've seen ones that they're adjustable and they clamp under the hood of a car, which even
Yeah.
when you're in like well lit paddocks, but there's just stuff you can't see under the hood. And the Fat Crack guys had like 4 of those things kicking around, and I think they're all Harbor Freight as well.
Cool. Excellent. Now, Jeff, I know you've got a couple things that you're itching to talk about. So
Sure.
Get started
sure.
here.
So I'm going to begin with. I had to run to my truck, literally run to my truck,
I wonder where
leave
you
the
went.
podcast to go get my bag that had all of my SEMA stuff in it. We ran into this really random company called Strapworks, and it's strapworks.com, I believe. Yeah, strapworks.com. And they did like custom straps. Like everything from tie downs to belts to ATV, UTV straps, tow straps, vehicle tie downs, limit straps for your off road. I don't even know what the heck you do with that. I mean, I know it like one's part of suspension
if you have
to
an
the
air
other.
suspension, it
Yeah.
keeps from exceeding its maximum drop.
Tool belts, guitar straps, everything. Basically, if it's a strap, they make it. I'm going to tell you that they not only do that, but the hardware is made in Eugene, Oregon, and they will print the webbing with whatever your logo is for almost the same amount of money you would spend for a good strap. He showed everything they do, the stitching, everything they grade. Everything has like the highest possible, rating on it and everything. And for like $100, you could get your favorite color or your team name or your team logo right on your tie-down straps.
About
Made in America.
38 seconds from now, Bill's going to have Garage Heroes tie-down straps.
Good on him for doing it, because
Clicking
that's American craftsmen right there doing stuff that we need. And good on him. That's where I'm getting my straps from
Then
now
it's,
on.
then it's less likely that people are going to steal your straps when they say your team name.
That's true.
Or if you get friends like ours.
You've got our straps. No, we're the 3-pedal mafia. No, you're not.
Yeah,
No.
ratchet straps $10 to $15, toe straps $40 to $50. I'm looking at one here, 12-foot toe strap with flat twisted snap hooks, $45.
Or you get
Seems
friends like
so-
ours, it would say Lamino's strap on. Because,
Exactly.
right?
If Hamsa was ordering it, it'd be say for anal use only.
Exactly.
So you felt like the quality was totally sufficient,
No,
right?
amazing. They were
Yeah, because
wonderful quality.
That sounds really cheap. I mean,
Well,
not really
really.
cheap.
It's-
It seems
it's
reasonable.
It's about what you would spend for a quality strap. If you're going
Right.
to get a pair of straps, you're figuring $80 or $90 for $110. Why not get customized ones?
Totally. No, that's great.
American customized ones.
American, made in Eugene, Oregon. I
Freedom.
noticed he said the hardware is all made in America. So, the other bits might not be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if he's making it custom, I don't know how hard it is to print that stuff on or where they do it, but they're probably not doing it too far away. But anyway,
Yeah. Strapworks.com. Go check it out.
Great. What about the one right above that, Jeff?
Sure. You want me to do Harbor Freight?
Yeah, well, you were so geeked out talking to those guys.
So geeked
This is
out.
the only one.
Nothing like seeing you stand in the drawer with that guy. So.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. She's like, take my picture. Chrissy, take my picture. I'm going to stand in the drawer. Oh, look, I'm looking in here.
So one of my favorite YouTubers, not a baby bear, Chrissy, a full-size bear, the Tool Bear. He has been talking about all these icon tools for a very long time, and the entire booth of Harbor Freight was all the icon tools. Now, if you haven't heard, I know we talked about this before. Icon tools, Snap-on is basically directly competing with the truck brands. So Snap-on, Mac Tool for 2/3 of the price. And it's, I'm not going to say it's half price. I'm not going to say it's 10% of the price. It's definitely probably the most expensive thing you can buy in a Harbor Freight. But why spend $15,000 on a giant toolbox that is amazing in quality and last for your grandkids to your grandkids to your grandkids when you could do it for $5,000? And really, we literally pulled a drawer out and the dude stood in it. And then he said, "You stand in it." I'm like, "I'm fatter," and I look. And he said, "No, see all those footprints? Been doing it all day." There was a dude who pulled a drawer out and was sitting in it like a stool.
Yeah. I don't know what they had them tied down to or not, but it was really impressive.
Yeah.
Everything really was sturdy. Like the adjustable detents on the drawers.
That
was
was cool.
nice, right? Like everything just really did feel like very well made stuff. Like it wasn't quite closing the door of the Mercedes, but it was definitely better than the door of our '89 Civic that's gutted. So
it was as good, if not better, than a Snap-on or a Mac toolbox would be. And you don't have to go into hock. And from what I hear on the internet, Harbor Freight is even willing to finance it for you.
Yeah,
it was worlds better than the Craftsman one I just bought for work.
Yep.
Or worlds better than the Husky one I have in the trailer that travels around with us. Especially because that one, when the drawers open, it falls over.
More than once it has happened.
Which is really fun to pick up by yourself.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And Tool Bear fans out there, I heard we missed the Tool Bear by like 30 minutes, so I could have met him.
Oh,
Actually, it wasn't
there.
Say, how do you miss a bear? I mean, even when there were millions of people at SEMA, it's a bear.
Technically, it wasn't the bear; it was Jeff the human, who sometimes is in the bear videos.
And also the Harbor Freight place was so far away from everything.
Oh, their first year,
Totally.
they got put in Itchy 4 because no one else is there.
They were with all of the companies that don't speak English that just needed a booth just to say that they went.
Qingzhou Purple Light Company was next up.
Serious. And then the Orange Light Company next to them. They're in the middle of freaking nowhere. So we had to work hard to get to them. So I'm sorry that you didn't find them earlier, but it's not like we would have just walked into them because they were not with any other tools or anything like it.
That's cool though. Yeah, no, and that was something we talked about wanting to get to before the show. So I was glad it was worthwhile.
Cool. All right, another small business that we found was good enough that I actually bought this one. It's called Tight Reach Tools. It's about a foot long. It's sitting in Mental's house right now because I couldn't get it on the plane because it's too big to carry on and too heavy for our overweight bag. So I'll get that back someday, maybe. I don't know. It's about a foot long. It's maybe.
I'll say it is.
Yeah, 2 inches wide, and has a hole in each end.
This is not getting better.
It was all good until then.
Yeah. Essentially, it's a way to transfer your ratcheting force from one spot that you can throw a ratchet to a spot where you can't. So the one, it's 3/8 bits on both ends. So you put a socket on one end, put it down into the hole that you can't swing the ratchet, and then the other end where you do turn the ratchet has lots of room to do so. So you can do so with a little more force, and so you're not going like the one gear at a time. And actually, I had a situation here draining the coolant passages in the Mercedes where I would have loved to do this because I could get maybe one tooth at a time.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I could get maybe one tooth at a time with the ratchet I had on it, but if I had this thing, it would have worked out great. So great for getting in those little spots. Tight reach tools. They had a 1/4-inch drive one and a 1/2-inch one, but the 3/8 one's the one they said is the most useful. Even they said that, so there you go.
Well, I mean, what's the tool that you use in your toolbox more than anything else?
That's my gear wrenches. My gear wrenches.
But most of the time it's a 3/8 inch ratchet. But yeah, gear wrenches and 3/8 ratchets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go out of order here. Trailer accessories. You can't have too many good trailer accessories. Like one thing I would love to do at some point in the next year is really do our trailer up with some E-tracks and some fittings. And really, I'd like to put some insulation in it too. But, that's always the kind of stuff where you always say, yeah, I'd like to get it, but you just never buy it for yourself. But if someone were to give you a whole bunch of E-track, you'd say, what would you say to that as a gift, Jeff?
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Right. So you can put it everywhere.
I slowly like ordered a whole bunch of E-Track and a whole bunch of ends and a whole bunch of everything, and I had a 12-hour period. I went in and bolted it all, and as soon as I did, I went, crap, that's in the wrong spot.
So that's why you gotta get a lot.
And then the thing fell down. My strap holder fell down. So got to get back in there and do it again.
Yeah. So things like E-Tracks, things like Pit Pal holder for almost anything. They make all kinds of ones there. Better lights to attach, like the LED strip lights like we have in our cabinets. Those would be great in a trailer because they don't weigh anything. True. They don't use any power, so that'd be nice to have. So any kind of good quality trailer accessory, like some straps even, that would be great. Are always appreciated, I think, because we end up spending a lot of time and effort and things in the trailers. And with all the time there, let's make it a nicer place to be and let's make it more useful, and so that stuff has a place and it's not bouncing around on the long drives we have. So, another thing you can always
I'm there.
Yeah, another thing you can always use, gloves. I find I wear out my race gloves every 2 or 3 years just because we drive a lot. And I find out I wear out my work gloves every build we do. Like every time we do a new build, I go through a set of gloves.
Well, I'm using like the dipped gloves, like the neoprene dipped gloves. They last like 2 weekends, depending on how much grinding we do.
Right. Because you like to grind it and melts the back. Right.
How bad it
catches on fire. Right. I've had good luck.
That's where I always lose my mechanic gloves is grinding. I lose like a finger when a grinder gets away from me.
Which is good thing you had the glove on at that point, though, because it's a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the Harbor Freight heavy duty ones that they have. They go by various names. I don't know what they call them now, but the ones with the knuckle padding on them, those last just as long as anything else I've found out there, and they're reasonably priced. Usually you go in there and they're on sale for $12 or $13, and it's very money well spent. Absolutely. If you wash them frequently, that helps too. Make them so that they just don't become disgusting on their own.
Yeah, and the first time you free that stuck bolt and your knuckles go right into the alternator when it's below 40 degrees, it's worth every penny you've spent on those gloves. Anyone that has ever bashed their cold knuckles, bare knuckles, into something underneath the car. And that's always when you go and pick up the gloves. Oh, God, that is like a horrible pain that every gearhead knows.
Or if you had that tight reach wrench I was talking about earlier, then you don't bash your knuckles into stuff as much because they're not down there, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah. And last thing I'll talk about for here is we're going to have a whole other show on this some other day. An iRacing setup or pieces of said iRacing setup. So, we were talking about it at SEMA, and Phil E. commented, I learned VIR and the Glen on a sim and won the first time I raced there. Also learned Mid-Ohio, Lime Rock, Summit, Maine. And did learn them before even getting to the track. Invaluable tool to learn new tracks. You're going to be probably a little better driver. Depends on the sim you get, really. But no matter what, you're going to learn the tracks, and that's really important. So I've been doing some research on this lately. I've got some ideas of what I want to do and what we're going to get. So Black Friday is going to be a great time, I think, to do some of that. So we're definitely going to talk about this a lot. Not just we're probably going to have a whole episode on getting started with this, and then more about what we're learning and how it goes, and then we might even have some races later on. So wouldn't that be fun?
Sim heroes in training.
No, that's the other podcast.
That's the other podcast.
Spell it out. It's funny.
SIMA.
Nope. No. Sim heroes in training.
Got it.
Chrissy
got
gets it. Got
it.
I had to write it.
All right, Jeff, you go.
When we go next, we talked last week about my fun with the Boy Scouts, right?
I don't feel so good, Mr. Wakeman.
So WeatherTech floor mats. I purchased WeatherTech floor mats for my brother. I bought them for myself last year. And let me tell you, when you have a pukey Boy Scout in the back seat, you're going to be so glad you got the good WeatherTech floor mats. You know what car they have. It always fits. Laser fit. It's not like a t-shirt. You got to wonder, is Chrissy a medium or a small? Chris, does he, Mental has already bought everything on Blip Shift floor
Pretty
mats.
Much.
Yeah.
And also made in America.
Also made in America. Also support the companies that support the kind of racing you do, they are the title sponsor for how many tracks, how many different professional series, WeatherTech.
Yep. It's such a glamorous present. Oh, thanks, Jeff. You got me floor mats. No,
Except,
but
when you
most
get
of us would say,
Jagged and I bring you a floor mat, you're going to be like, holy shit, I'm so excited.
Me, yes.
Yes.
But
Well,
when you get
I
your
bought them
mom some floor mats.
I bought them for Vicky, and she was genuinely grateful.
yeah,
Sure.
I get them
I
from
mean,
my
it's-
dad. I get the usually the manufacturer OEM rubber ones too that they are good too. But like the Suburban's got the big WeatherTech liners because I'm always getting in that with who knows what on my feet and mud and snow, and I don't really care. Just washes off.
Pull them out. And wash 'em off.
Honestly, let me just say that if you've never actually seen a set of WeatherTech floor liners, they're really impressive. They like if you've never seen them in real life, go check them out. They're really good.
Didn't you say yours held an entire 20-ounce soda when it spilled on your
Yep,
your floor?
it's the root beer. Still
along
smells
this-
like beer.
Ew, that's so gross. Along the same line, I believe it's WeatherTech, the liners for the back of cargo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you said floor mats, but we've gotten for multiple people, or we got them probably the same people that we get the other floor mats. But it's really nice to have for the back of your truck. We've got one for the back of Snowflake, so when we take it to the beach, we load all of the crap that's sandy in there, and all we do is pull that mat out and dump out the sand, and it's all done. Sometimes you don't even have to vacuum, so you don't have to just consider just that. The back hatch is good for that too.
Actually, I'm still using Jeff the one from your old Tahoe, whatever that thing, Yukon.
It was a Yukon, right?
Yeah, whatever it was. It doesn't match the color of mine, but I cut the edges off it, and it moves around. It's great. Protects the floor, even though it doesn't
fits
fit
well
perfectly.
enough. It actually fits pretty well because you don't have to. It doesn't have to sit in the little hooks for the third row. I didn't realize this Snowflake has the full one, so you have to put that in first and then put the seat on because it has the little nooks for it, but ours does not. So anyway,
I got the big one for Snowflake, figuring that they'd have the third row flipped up most of the time when all the chairs and all the junk, so they needed the longer one. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's right along that same line. I think it's a good gift. The other one, my next one is, and we don't have this. We've talked about it. Is a good quality of a large picture of your car on track. So every race we go to has somebody taking pictures. Chances are there's a picture of your car, and it seems like a fun thing. So you could easily ask for it because I know those. Albums are either done by somebody who's at the track, or Lemons usually has their own. You can always get a copy from them, and pick out a cool picture of your car. Maybe you can make a collage.
Lemons has the shutterflies and all that stuff now, and just about any track weekend you go to, like NASA always has a photographer there. And if you can find the photographer, you want a picture, make sure to tell them that you would like some, and they will take lots of extras of your car, which is nice.
Absolutely.
We've got some great ones at the NSX from the HPDE we did it at Pit Race a couple years ago. The one time it's been on track, so I have proof now.
Last time the only time that it'll be on track.
And just I'm going to put a plug in here. If there is a professional photographer taking pictures of your car, why not buy one? You can get it reprinted or go out there with your frickin' cell phone and take a blurry one, but I think what Chrissy's saying is go ahead and pay the $15-$18 that it might take to get a real quality professional print, and they're amazing.
Yeah,
they're way better than you could possibly.
That's what we did from the guy at Pit Race. I bought his whole file of stuff for the car, and it was great. Totally worth it.
We just haven't made it into our large picture yet.
If you're looking for a surprise gift, it's real easy. Go on the Racer in Your Life's Facebook page. Chances are one of their favorite pictures of their race car is their wallpaper, or it's certainly in an album someplace. And you can.
I pick all the embarrassing ones.
If it's one of the ones taken by a good photographer at the track, they've probably got a watermark on it, and you can go to that website and find that photo, and then pay that photographer and surprise, I know you really like this picture. Oh, hey, what a wonderful, thoughtful present. Thank you. How did you know? It was on your Facebook.
One of my favorite ones is I have the TR7 getting pushed by the tow truck.
That happened a lot that weekend.
It did.
Happened so much that Chrissy gave the tow truck driver cookies. It's like, here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We owe you.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Something else you saw at SEMA that you were spending a lot of time researching and talking to people about.
So I've already mentioned that the Lesbian Lori came with a hardcover bed cover on my 2012. I had to think about it. 2012 Nissan Titan, and I really wanted a cover that would go away, that would either wind up or fold away and get out of the way, so I could put tall things in it like little mini bikes and motorcycles and
55-gallon drums of gas.
55-gallon drums of gas. And I saw a great company. They were called Truck Hero. They had great products. They had all the kinds of things that you would expect. They had the roll-up. They had the hard clam shells. They had the soft pieces. They also are about to debut, and they said it should be out by January, a fantastic ladder rack system where the ladder rack and the fold-away hard shell roll-up kind of bed cover, where you can have both of them installed. So basically the lockable, semi-rigid
it was a
shell.
roll-up, but not...
It was a roll-up, but it didn't like roll up into a canister.
Yeah.
It had like aluminum slats in it, and it could support like 250 pounds or whatever they said.
So it's like a German Rouladen for the bed of your truck.
No idea what that is, but sure.
It's a steak.
But the bed cover lived inside the edge of the bed, so that way the top of the bed was still exposed, so you could have the movable ladder racks or kayak racks or whatever the heck you're putting on it, and actually have both systems in place at the same time. Truckhero.com, check it out.
Outstanding. Cool. Now, if you're like me, you're a cheapskate, and your garage pants and or junkyard pants consist of jeans that are now too disgusting for you to wear in public, and the wife has said, no, go and change.
Unless you're Bruce.
But if you have a caring and thoughtful spouse, they've picked up for you a pair of expensive Carhartt pants. So, Chris, you have now 2 pairs of good Carhartt work pants.
Many more than that at this point.
2? What?
Not like just the actual pants. Your oldest set that you still use, how old is it?
Well, does it count if it has knees?
The brown ones are
knees
still
gone?
in use. They're still in use. I would say those are got to be at least 8 years old.
Okay, and if you've ever seen like an old Revolutionary War film when like the guy has the eye patch and the other guy's like got a limp and he's playing like the flute, and they have like the American flag that is like all in tatters, that's what those pants look like.
Yeah. But they work great.
So
You're so funny.
All
Carhartt
I'm missing is the Civil War general sideburns. And the clay pipe.
Jeff just tried to play his microphone stand as a flute.
Oh, I could have played it.
if you go to Carhartt, CARHARTT, you're going to get a bit of a sticker shock. But if you're buying these for the gearhead in your life, understand that these are going to last a very, very long time. They are going to put up with a substantial amount of abuse. Anyone that actually works for utility companies or they work outside, especially when it's bad weather, snowmobilers, they all swear by these things, and it's a worthwhile investment. I have a Carhartt jacket that I have had since 1997. It's a red one, and the only time I wear it is when I come up there and go junkyarding with you guys. But it's a rock solid device, and actually oil and stuff still comes out of it when I wash it. Carhartts are a good investment if you've got a gearhead that's outdoors a lot. Then
Chris,
next, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, hold on. You don't have to go to carhartt.com. They sell them on Amazon. They sell them in like Tractor Supply.
Yes.
Yeah. So they sell them in a lot of other places.
Our link is just to the Google shopping link. It's actually not to carhartt.com.
No, it's okay.
So,
but you mentioned it. Wait, you don't. There's
Yes.
other places to shop around.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to ask Chris: is yours fleece lined?
I have some flannel lined
Jacket,
ones.
yeah.
Flannel lined ones. That's what I need.
And I also have double kneed ones, but you can't get double kneed and flannel lined. That would be the best. But the double knee really helps because I end up going through the knees on the left side usually. Apparently, like Tom Lamina goes through the knees on both of them much faster than I do.
Well, he's on his knees more often.
Exactly. And then, but the flannel line ones are great when you're working out, like we were stacking firewood the other night. Perfect for that kind of stuff.
I'm intrigued by the Duluth Trading fire hose pants. If anyone out there in listener land has tried the Duluth Trading fire hose pants, please email us and tell us how they are, because they have the commercial where they throw like a wild boar at the guy's pants and it deflects, and that sounds like just what I need. Yeah. I'm sorry, go on. Someone review a product.
Are you fighting wild boars often in junkyards?
South Jersey. There's a lot
of
wild boars, also known as Corsicas.
Rats. I'm sorry. Somebody review a product we've actually used.
All three of you guys are all big fans of these. I like the over-the-ear speakers in my helmet, but you guys are all big fans of the Fuse molded earbuds.
Because we don't have a super fancy helmet that has built-in ear cups.
So when I went to go Google the link for this one, 6 YouTube videos popped up, and all of them were going, "Oh my God, these are the greatest earbuds ever." This is one of those, you could buy this for the gearhead in your life, but also they will use them when they go to the gym or when they're listening to podcasts on the train or whatever. But it's a kit, and you mold your earbuds to fit your ear. And they are good. They are brilliant.
And you can go to like the ear audiologist, the ear doctor, and get like custom made in earbuds for like thousands of dollars. Or for like $20, you buy the kit.
Yeah.
And do it yourself with your favorite pair of earbuds. Guess which one all of us lemon racers use.
Well, it's not just the earbuds that fit. It's the noise canceling of just having this thing that stops up the whole side of your ear. And when you have a car that is such a sensory just assault like the Honda is, you need that little extra bit to go for a long period of time and not get as fatigued. It's for safety. Duh.
That's true.
Yay.
That's true. And the last one for this marathon here I'm going to talk about is a CarPlay or Amazon. Usually they go both, or the Google whatever.
Google CarPlay.
CarPlay compatible stereo for some of your older cars, especially if you're on these long road trips. I know a lot of our listeners like to binge, and they're on the way to the track or they're on the way to grandmother's house through the woods. The Vicky's new car actually has built an Apple CarPlay, and I've always used the little lighter powered Bluetooth that'll just broadcast an FM frequency to my stereo, and I've been very, very happy with those until I got Apple CarPlay, and now I'm spoiled and I'm never going back. And so if you look at that one, we've got a really good link to an Amazon for an example of that. It gives you access to all your podcasts. If you're using Waze, you get hands-free, so you're not having to take pictures of your Waze. It says you're doing 80 miles an hour by a cop to tell people that you're running late, and you're getting there as quickly as possible. It's safer, it's smarter, it's better, and it's one of those things you don't know you need until you have one.
Yeah. It's Android Auto is the Android version, not CarPlay. Yeah. And I just want to say I own it. It's in the box. Have not installed it yet. Can't wait.
That's going in the Corvette. Corvette man.
Corvette magazine.
Corvette man.
Corvette magazine.
And for like an extra $20, you can have a rear view camera right on it. So,
yeah. Didn't you say yours you can get it to tie into GM steering wheel controls too?
Yeah, that's like an extra $40 because they're basically, they're using Android, they're Android screens. Basically, any kind of software can work on it. So,
yeah. And it'll read your text, and then you can respond hands-free as well.
Yes, so raise your hand if you're slightly distressed watching or not really sure what was happening when Mental was yelling at his stereo. All of a sudden, we're like in the middle of a conversation. He goes, text Hottie. We're 10 minutes late. I'm like, what? I'm in the back seat, dude. Why are you yelling?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
My wife is on my phone as the hottie. Whatever. I'm not ashamed.
Fine. I've thought about changing my wife's.
Chris did not.
That could get awkward.
Yeah.
As long as we're not in the car together.
If you've got someone that you really, really like, and you want to get them something that
big
they're
ticket item
really,
coming
really
up.
going to like,
Ooh.
you go get them some hub stands with the laser and the digital level. The new Paco Motorsports made the ones that like I got from Flying Miata several years ago. The latest version of these things is really nice. Like, it addresses anything that I would want have done with ours. It's got it. Like, you know, it'll attach to 4 and 5 level hubs, 12 and 14 millimeters. It's got now an easier string way to attach them to each other to do thrust angles. It just makes alignments like not a thing anymore. Like, it's supposed to be so annoying. Have to drag your race car to, if you can find a shop that is willing to even deal with it.
You won't.
Right. Let alone one that can even get your stupid 2-inch ground clearance Civic up on the rack, which they can't without tearing the splitter off, who will actually do a good job of, you know, not just tow and go, but a real proper alignment. Now you're in the multiple, you know, in the 3-figure range just for that, plus your time, plus the hassle. Like, ours has definitely paid for itself over time. Like, don't just do the Honda, but we did the Solstice the last race. I do Chrissy's Mazda. I've done Carol's car. I've done all kinds of stuff with it, and it's just so handy. Like, and for corner weighting too, that makes it really easy. You just put it right on the corner weight pads with the hub stand, and you don't have to like jack it all the way up to adjust the height. It's right there. So if you're at all into setting up your track car and doing it, you know, if you make changes to it, this makes it all so much easier. Mental.
And if you want the racer in your life to be really, really popular in the pits, this is a wonderful gift. Wonderful, wonderful gift. In fact, if you're shopping for a friend of mine, you go ahead and get them these hub stands because they are legit.
Usually that's why I hide them back in the trailer when they're done, because otherwise
they'll walk away.
Uh-huh.
No, we put them right away as soon as they're done, unless there was a line outside the door for use.
So hub stands are like owning a pickup truck. Like, you might only need it once a month, but there's some neighbor who needs it every other weekend. So you're just going to have to get used to lending it out.
Well, it's like corner weight scales too. That's another one of those things. Okay.
Okay, let's go back to the smaller, less ticket items, because these are all reasonable, unlike the ones that Chris is suggesting.
These all might even be stocking stuffers.
I think they are stocking stuffers. Yay. Okay, so track sculpture. So there are a couple different places. I think laser shoot. What's the one that we usually use?
It's the link that I had on there.
Oh, is it? Fantastic.
It was. Plasma track.
Plasma track. That's what we use. So I think I've gotten most of mine on Etsy through their Etsy store. So
but you can buy them directly. I think it might be a little cheaper, or at the very least, they're going to get more of the money because they're not giving Etsy a cut. So.
Okay, well, we'll just go right there. They will. I've ordered all the ones that we have from there. They're all the same size. They do have different sizes, but if you get, this is a track map is what they'll give you. But the really great thing about this company, or the guy, or if it's one guy, they will ask you what configuration you want. They will ask you, do you want this bump out? Do you want north track, south track, both together? All the lines in between. They will
chicane,
They will customize to exactly which one you want, which is fantastic, and that makes it so that you get a track that is exactly what you've raced. So they're great for a stocking stuffer because they come in like the palm size of your hand. They come smaller and bigger too. So definitely check one of those out. Find out the tracks that your friend goes to and get some track maps for them. That's one of them. An OB2 scanner is my next one. This one was an ad.
Chrissy bought one of these for me.
I did, and this is why I suggested that this is a great gift, because it is small. It is okay.
Just keep talking.
Okay. So an OB2 scanner. This is hard.
Jeff is showing a video that is distracting us a lot.
It is distracting. So
fire hose pants.
An OBD2 scanner is one thing that you can plug into your OBD2 port. It is Bluetooth, so it will go to, you get an app on your phone. You download that. You can run it. You can run it while you're driving your car, but that's probably not the best way to go.
Well, you can data log, so you don't have to look at it, but you can see it.
And then when you get to a
Yes.
stoplight, then you can look and it will show you on your phone what is wrong with your car. It probably does a little bit more diagnostic, but it does the cheap ones, which I didn't check the link. Is the one that we have in the link, or is there a link?
Well, you can also even hook them to
Yes.
something like Harry's Lap
yeah,
Timer,
it's
for example.
Yeah.
And if you connect it to Harry's Lap Timer, it'll give you all your car's stats into the video that also can run at the same time. So you can see when you're on the gas and when on the brake, what your RPM is, what your speed is. Like, that's how we did it at one lap. That's how it knew like some of the speeds we were going, not just GPS, but because I had it tied into the
Get out!
to the car.
I didn't know they could do this.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that you could connect the two.
Yeah.
That's even better. Now get one of those because that's a great idea.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I throw one in here that is stocking stuffer price?
Yeah.
Sure.
Boroscope, what is it? Fiber optic boroscopes.
What-
They make
yeah.
these.
Plug it into
that
your phone, right?
They make these that you can plug into your phone. Used to be that a mechanic's boroscope was many hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. How much?
They're
are they
like they're like under $20.
now? No.
Yeah, if you go to Amazon
And you can-
and type in like
yeah.
boroscope, and they're that cheap. You just plug them
And
right
you can
in.
get them to display on your Android phone.
on your phone. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's why you would do it.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
for your Apple phone too.
I had probably not for Apple phone because nothing works nearly as better as your Android. I know. I was just getting him on his Android horse and why Apple is not good and Android is fine.
But we the link in our show notes will be just to an Amazon shopping link. But the wireless one that you guys recommended to me was great because I had that one on my Porsche Boxster, and it really wasn't that much, and it went straight to an Apple my phone. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like it might be. I think it's under $20. I think I bought two of them, and that's why I bought Jeff one because I figured everybody could always use one.
Yeah, it's the dash command, I believe, is the one.
I believe you are correct.
Mhm.
Okay, my next one, no surprise here because I'm a safety squirrel. Get some PPE. We already talked about gloves, but my other one was safety glasses. So safety glasses get thrown around. Many people wear them. You can get the cheap ones for $3. But I find so much value in the nice ones that have nose pads, and I like wearing the pink ones because then people question if they want to wear my safety glasses, so then they don't bust
I
my
wear them
safety
anyway.
I know. But then I try to make them their mind. Also getting some sunglass safety glasses is nice because I don't like, especially if you're standing out in the sun, and I wear these all the time for work, going out into yards, and it sucks to stand in there squinting when you only have a pair of safety glasses that are not sunglasses. So all these things really easy to buy. Get them on Amazon. Go to your local store. Get some safety glasses. Get some gloves like we talked about. Maybe hearing protection if you're doing a lot of grinding and things like that. We have face shield around. Some of these things are just really nice to have. And so consider some PPE for your favorite mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
This just in, I just checked Amazon, and you can get a boroscope for your Android phone that plugs in to USB for about $20.
That's
for
awesome.
about $35. Bluetooth ones that'll work with your iPhone.
Get out.
Yep.
Bluetooth. Really?
You can use that on
That just
iPad
happened.
too, actually. If you do
Or
it on
Wi.
iPad, you
I
can
think
see
it's
it really
actually
well.
Wi-Fi.
Still
Okay.
great.
Wi-Fi.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that is fantastic.
Really cool.
All right. Now, you've always heard about us talk grassroots motorsports, and I still am a big believer in grassroots motorsports. Right now, they've got their subscription deals going on, and they'll probably have a special on Black Friday. You can get, but there's also a good shot that they already have a subscription to grassroots motorsports. But I'm going to throw this one out there: membership in the Haggerty's Drivers Club. Now, that's going to get you, in addition to all of the access on their website, it gets you a year of Motor Trend on demand. That's where Roadkill is gone now, and the Roadkill Garage and all that. So you can add that one. You're going to get access to members-only events, experiences, and then they have a bi-monthly, every other month issue of Haggerty magazine, and you get access to your premium Haggerty valuation tool, so you can find out what that 87 Honda is actually worth. Then you got some concierge services, automotive experts, and then you get all kinds of automotive discounts on tires and transportation and classic car rentals. So that's part of their new expanding media package. Is you can get your carrying one. They do have a gift subscription available. You can check that one out at Haggerty.com.
Wow, they also have a lot of discounts. I went to their website. Coker Tire, California Cover, Griots, is that how you say it? Garage, the wax and stuff.
Oh, the expensive good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, here's the one you want. 20% off discount off of all Skip Barber schools. Bam. Hella paid for it there.
Yes.
Cool.
Are we missing anything? Is that our list? Is that everything to make
I'm sure we're missing
your loved
something.
ones? Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? And if we are,
Beer.
beer. You always need more.
Sure.
See, it feels like the end of the 12 Days of Christmas by Bob and Doug McKenzie. Yeah, you know what you forgot to get me?
Yeah, no.
Chainsaw.
Everyone
chainsaw.
racers swag. No.
Ooh.
What? Please tell me of this new Everyone Racer swag.
There isn't really any now. I just thought people might like it.
No, seriously, somebody sent me a text or something today.
Yes, and we have some swag. When we see people next, we'll start handing it out.
There we go. All right. So
Cool.
We have Hella Sweeter But Terrible. Does anybody have Hella Sweeter But Terrible?
No, I see there's something written there. I think that is something maybe we should do instead of Hella Sweet or But Terrible.
I just want to throw that one up there. The breaking news literally on the Twitter mere hours ago. Patrick George next week will be stepping down as the editor-in-chief of Jalopnik. He says it is for another professional opportunity. He goes on to thank the staff and the readers, said it was the greatest thing ever. The decision is all his, and it was a difficult one to make, but he is leaving for a new opportunity that he is very excited about, and he will be announcing that soon. And Patrick George has been there since, I believe, Travis left, Travis Okulski. So
Yeah.
that is newsworthy news.
Cool. Anybody got a show?
Cool.
Next show promo? Woof. Can't speak.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll have a show
Yeah.
next week.
It'll
See you
be
then.
It'll be 1:15.
I may be able to plug, but I don't know when it's going to air, so I won't plug. But I am cheating on the podcast. I'm going to be appearing on the Garage Heroes in Training podcast, talking about Star Wars and some other things. And I'm saying that just so Chrissy's sister will listen, because that makes one more listener than they ever will. So Jen, I'll send you a text message or something, and I'll find out where.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Oh, the speaker works.
That we got? Of course the speaker works. I just wasn't here for the beginning. Thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoy this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and buy me a chainsaw. Even if you give us 5 stars, tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers. If you have Duluth fire hose pants, post a picture on our Twatstagram or whatever you got, everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the basted side up. Unless you're like us and no side is golden basted, then just keep the turkey legs down.